This video is sponsored by Mississippi Land Bank. Visit them online at mslandbank.com. Nick Saban credits Lane Kiffin with guiding Alabama's offensive program into the 21st century and out of the old pro-style days.
Well, Lane did a fantastic job for us when he was the offensive coordinator, and we made a tremendous change when Lane came in.
This year at SEC Media Days, he pointed that out, and it sounded like losing to Ole Miss back-to-back in 2014 and 2015 was the catalyst, the moment when Saban said, all right, enough's enough.
Lane had always been the same kind of philosophy-wise as we were in terms of pro-style football. And because of what Ole Miss, and it's ironic that he's at Ole Miss now, had done and beaten us a couple times, running the spread, running RPOs. We weren't utilizing some of those things, which I thought put us at a disadvantage.
While all of that is true, it could be a little misleading.
When he came in, I said, look, we want to change this. We need to research this. You're smart. We can do this.
Saban isn't saying losing to Ole Miss caused him to run out and hire Lane Kiffin and transform his team to a spread offense like Ole Miss. The actual timeline of events wouldn't support that, so here's what I think the story could be. Start by looking at the timeline of offensive coordinator hires by Nick Saban at Alabama. His first was Major Applewhite in 2007, his first year in Tuscaloosa. Applewhite was only there for one season. Then in 2008, Saban hired Jim McElwain. McElwain coached through 2011, A.J. McCarron's first year as a starting quarterback. Then in 2012, Saban brought in Doug Nussmeier from Washington, where he had coached successful offenses and produced a top 10 passer the year before. Nussmeier was there for 2 seasons, 2012 and 2013, and then Saban hired Kiffin before the 2014 season. Kiffin was there 3 seasons and coached 3 different starting quarterbacks: Blake Sims, Jake Coker, and Jalen Hurts. We'll stop the timeline with Kiffin because this is the time frame when the offensive philosophy changed from pro-style to all-out spread.
He actually did implement that and was the first one to sort of change how we did things on offense. It enhanced our opportunity to score more points. So he did a really good job.
It was really cool, and it was cool to be part of the shift of Alabama. Going from a premier defensive program to a program that now you see recruits at the highest level on offense and defense, because now you can go there and you can have a lot of stats, score a lot of points.
If you look at those 3 offensive coordinators during that period, McElwain, Nussmeier, followed by Kiffin, you could see the offense slowly morph year after year from pro-style to spread, and yes, the individual quarterbacks had a lot to do with that. The McElwain offense in 2011, for instance, was still a run-oriented, play-action, drop-back style attack with the quarterback McCarron playing under center a lot. It wasn't like they were totally old school. They were modern, just pro-style modern. Then as Nussmeier came in, you still saw the quarterback under center some, even in 2013, but with a good mix of shotgun formations with 3 and 4 wides in certain situations. The other thing you noticed was Saban was getting what he wanted out of the hire. A.J. McCarron's passing numbers went way up. In 2011 under McElwain, McCarron threw for a little over 2,600 yards and 16 touchdowns. The next season under Nussmeier, those numbers jumped to almost 3,000 yards, 30 touchdowns, and only 3 picks. The following year, McCarron jumped over 3,000 yards, and his touchdown-to-interception ratio was in the same ballpark. In that 2013 season, something happened. It was in a game that Alabama lost, and I believe it might be the true catalyst to Nick Saban hiring Lane Kiffin and eventually transitioning to an RPO, spread, modern-type offense. The game is known as the Kick 6 game, the Iron Bowl. No, the kick return touchdown isn't the play, but the play did happen in the game. Earlier, Auburn quarterback Nick Marshall pulled that ball on a run-pass option, an RPO play, and was going to run, but at the last second before crossing the line of scrimmage, he pulled up, threw to the outside receiver who was all alone, and it was an easy game-tying touchdown. It looked like a run play. The linemen were run blocking, the quarterback was running, and the defense came up to tackle the run. It's just the quarterback decided to throw at the last minute, and it was a legal play because he was still behind the line of scrimmage, and his linemen were only 3 yards past the line. A totally legal play. And I actually believe this is the play where Saban got the message, hey, the game is changing, and you'd better change with it.
That was really close.
The following year, he brings in Kiffin, and he immediately took Bama's offense to the next level. The year before under Nussmeier, Alabama threw for 3,200 yards and finished with just under 6,000 total yards. Kiffin came in the next year, the numbers went up in the air, on the ground, and overall. Keeping in mind the 2014 team played one more game than the year before. All Blake Sims did that year was become Alabama's single-season passing leader in school history for the time being. You saw Alabama's offense not abandon the under-center stuff, but become primarily a shotgun, pistol-style offense. Amari Cooper set a record with over 1,700 yards receiving that season. So to recap, and it's just my opinion, but I think Auburn and Nick Marshall sent the message to the other sideline in 2013.
He's behind the line. That works.
In comes Kiffin and opened the whole thing up with guys like Cooper, Henry, and Yeldon. Then this is what I think Saban was referencing when he brought up Ole Miss in that 14 season with Lane Kiffin on the Alabama sideline. Bo Wallace led Hugh Freeze's fast, aggressive RPO spread offense to a win over the Tide in Oxford. The following season in 15, with Kiffin on the Bama sideline, Freeze and his quarterback Chad Kelly pulled off another win. Bama committed 5 turnovers, Ole Miss got the right bounces, but an exact copy of the play happened in the game. Chad Kelly did exactly what Nick Marshall had done in the Iron Bowl 2 years earlier. An RPO, looks like run, the defense collapses, and then Kelly threw the hitch to an open receiver for a score. It was a carbon copy of the play.
They're going to, at the very least, take another look at it. It's thrown right at the line of scrimmage. The line. Part of his body.
It's the black line we're looking at.
Watch that back step. That back foot still in the backfield.
His entire leg is behind.
I agree.
After review, it has been determined that the quarterback was not beyond the line of scrimmage. Therefore, we have a touchdown.
The play that started Alabama's offensive metamorphosis, and it sent the final signal, change now.
Because of what Ole Miss, and it's ironic that he's at Ole Miss now, had done and beaten us a couple times, running the spread, running RPOs.
Kiffin and Alabama, the following season, started true freshman Jalen Hurts at quarterback, and the complete change was evident. Spread option, zone running games, zone reads for the QB, and RPOs all over the place. And the rest, as they say, is history. I believe that RPO play in the 13 Iron Bowl started the change in Saban's mind. Kiffin was in Tuscaloosa within months, and within a couple of years, the transformation was complete, with a little urgency injected in the process by losing to Ole Miss.
Not bad, Bo. Not good, Bo. It was great, Bo.
Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.